Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Autumn Renee, and today I thought I'd give you guys a little tour of my classroom, pandemic style. So if you didn't know, I'm a 6th grade ELAR teacher and work at a middle school, and we've actually started the year online completely. My kids have been doing all of their work on their iPads for the last several weeks, but we do have some of our students coming back for in-person learning for the first time on Monday. So I finally have my classroom all ready for them to come back. They are still going to be learning on their iPads even though they're back here. So I'm not going to be using my classroom quite like I normally would if I was teaching. So it's a lot more empty than normal, obviously a lot more spread out. But yeah, I thought I'd just kind of take you guys through and show you some of the things that I've done to kind of get ready for teaching in a pandemic. All right, so we'll go ahead and start over here. This is my door. The only thing I have here is just this little sign that says your attitude determines your direction. On the outside of the door, I have my name and that's it. Up here, I just have a little clock that does match my classroom decor because I care about that kind of stuff. Here is a built-in storage cabinet, which I'm very thankful to have. And I'm not really using it that much this year. Basically, it's just to store all the stuff that I can't use, like games and supplies and manipulatives and all the things that kids aren't allowed to touch this year because of COVID. So right now it's just like stuffed full of like all that kind of stuff. Over here I have this little cart and it's literally the only thing that would fit in this tiny space. So it's the only thing I have here. Like even those like popular like rainbow drawers wouldn't fit here. So that's what I have. So I have a hand sanitizer here, and then this is another like hand sanitizer that the district gave us, and I'm going to use this to sanitize kids' hands when they come in, which they are required to do. Here I just have a built-in pencil sharpener, which kids will not be using because they aren't allowed to use pencils. One of the things I did decide to add this year was this fan, just to kind of get some more air circulation. As you can tell, I don't have any windows in my room, so we don't really have any way to get some more circulation in here. So I just figured some moving air was better than sitting air, so I got a big fan. It's pretty quiet, and it's by Honeywell if you're interested in getting a fan for your own classroom, if you have a classroom. Here I just have this basket, which I usually use for classroom games, but this year I'm going to be using to hold my disinfectant. So kids have to wipe down their desks and their chairs after they use them, so I'm just going to be using that basket to carry my stuff around as I spray the kids' desks. This usually houses kids like notebooks and stuff, but obviously this year, again, they're going to be using everything on their iPad and they're not going to use any materials, so they're just here for when teaching comes back to normal someday. Here I've got my projector. It's like the old-fashioned just pull-down projector. I don't have any fancy smartboard or anything. As you can tell, my desks are spread apart. I have 20 desks in here right now, but I only have 16 seats, and that's because these desks that are paired here, there you can see there's an X on each one of them because kids can't share a desk. And of course, I would love to have these desks be 6 feet apart, but my classroom is not that big. So at the moment, they're about 3.5 feet apart. And one of my classes has 29 students in it, and I only have 20 desks, 16 seats in my room currently. So I have no idea how they expect me to even kind of distance when I have all of my students back, but thankfully not all of them will be here yet. A lot of them are still learning at home, so I have some time to figure out how that's gonna work. All right, over here, I just have some expo markers. These are just like little magnetic labels. I've used them for several things over the years. I've used them for games. I've used them as like labeling things on my whiteboard. At the moment, they're not really in use, but they're just there because they look pretty. As you can tell, my classroom is kind of like watercolor theme. It's kind of the light theme I'm going for here. I just have some words that say write up there. I do teach ELAR, so that's kind of perfect. This bulletin board used to be my word wall, but now I just have this like safety and hygiene poster that the district had me put up just to remind the kids to distance and clean and wash their hands and all of that. And then I got a counselor request form that kids can just scan with their iPads so they don't have to fill any like paper kind of form out. And I'm sure I will add things to this board as the year goes on, but we didn't even know we were coming back until a few weeks ago, and we've been swamped with the general teaching in a pandemic is like triple the amount of work at least with a lot less rewards, so I just haven't had time to like get this stuff together really. So this is really a real life tour here. This is like a rainbow drop-down folder. I have it labeled with like the days of the week, and I used to use it like for students who could like come and get the papers they missed the day before. But obviously we're having no paper assignments this year, so it's completely not in use this year. It's just there because it was there last year. Here I have a little banner and some posters that are just left over from last year, and they look nice, so I kept them up. Here used to be my turn-in assignments table, but now it is just my hand sanitizing table. I have just stuff back here. We're supposed to be able to have sanitizer and tissues available to students at all times, so I just have them here, and then another trash can down there. Here is my bold work wall where I usually would like hang like great student work. I might try to like print off work they do on their iPads and put it up here maybe. I probably will at some point. Over here I have my classroom library, or part of it. This is like the fiction part of the library. And as you can see, I have it roped off with streamers just to remind kids that they can't touch it, which I hate. I hate that my kids can't use my books. I spend a lot of money on my classroom library, more than anything else in my classroom, and I usually love how much students enjoy it, and I hate that they can't use it this year, but there it is. They can look at it at least. And then to kind of go with that for the pandemic, I did make this board for the pandemic specifically. It's an ebooks board, and I just have like our library ebooks poster, Texas Bluebonnet books, and then just a bunch of QR codes that they can scan from their desk to get them into the different ebook platforms that we have for our school. So our kids have like thousands of ebooks they can get. So this is kind of the replacement for our classroom library this year. So I just made this for them. And then usually I have a ton of like anchor charts and stuff up here, but since everything's online and we're not allowed to give any kind of educational materials in the classroom because we have to have it be equitable for the kids who are at home and in the classroom, I have nothing up there. So here is usually where I would put like our objectives and our date and our agenda. I don't know yet if I'm going to use this year. I always post that stuff in the online classroom, and I don't know, I may or may not use it. We'll see. Here I just have some information for the kids that they need. This is like a volume level chart, which I may or may not use this year, just like to show them what kind of voice level they can have. And if you're wondering what like this XP is, last year I used this website called Classcraft where the kids like made a little like video game character and got points for different things in the class. It was a huge success, and I wish I could use it again this year, and maybe I will for my in-person students, we'll see, but that's why that's there. There I just have some magnets and erasers and more expo markers. This used to be my big data board. Used to have like map data and test data and all kinds of stuff up here, but this year it's just like some leftover things from last year. There's nothing up here yet. I haven't decided if I'm gonna make a physical data board or not this year. Again, it's all online, but we'll see. Down here is our dictionaries. Again, they can't use them, so they're roped off. And I'm gonna be telling the kids they can't touch any of this stuff. If it becomes a problem, I'll probably just take it all down, but I was trying to keep my classroom from looking completely empty. Down here is an air purifier. It's got a HEPA filter in it. It's supposed to kind of help filter out like viruses and stuff. And at the very least, maybe it'll keep me from having allergies so I don't have any COVID-like symptoms, because I don't want to be like without pay. So yeah, that's the filter I got. Here is our like nonfiction library mostly. Again, roped off, kids can't use it. And then there's just our school mission statement. This stuff's just behind my teacher desk here, which is kind of a mess. But yeah, just some books I'm reading right now, and then that. And then this is another cabinet. This one's not built in, but it was in the classroom when I got here, and it's just on rollers. And I just keep all of my like teacher supplies and stuff in there. And then I've just got pictures of me and my little man, and some stuffed animals my students gave me. And I'll go ahead and show you guys like what's in here. So in here I keep all of our disinfectant kind of stuff. I keep some extra sweatshirts in case I'm like cold, some extra bags in case I need to bring some stuff home. There's like an extra little trash can in there. And then you can see I just have like supplies, and that's like used to be like a bin of snacks. I haven't actually filled it up yet this year. Here I've got keyboards for my kids, iPads, which they can't use this year. This is like prize box stuff that, again, I can't give them this year. And then tissue boxes and stuff are down there, along with our prize box cash register, which, again, we're not using this year. So kind of crazy. And then I do have these built-in drawers in here, which is nice, which this just has some like electronic kind of stuff in it. And then this one has paper in it. So yeah. I don't have, obviously, as much as like some teachers would. Like elementary teachers have a lot more manipulatives and kind of stuff. So I don't need as much storage as like they would. But usually my room would have a whole lot more like educational stuff and data and things on the wall. It's been pretty sad looking, but I did try to like put my books up and stuff, so it looks a little bit nice for the kids. And yeah, so I hope that gave you some ideas if you're someone who's teaching in the pandemic, or even if you aren't, if you're just interested to see kind of what it's like. This is kind of where we are in life right now. Thank you so much for watching. If you're interested for more videos like this, or I also make a ton of videos on foster care and childcare, as I am a foster parent. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, I would love to have you subscribe and like my videos. I do plan to make more teaching videos, especially pandemic related, as the year goes on, so definitely stay tuned. All right, guys, stay safe and have a wonderful day.